Tonight on Hipstar Tonight, now available on iTunes. Purchases now online at hipstar.ca, the original 1-800-NEED-A-GIMMICK.com. It is tonight on Hipstar Tonight.
Thursday, June 15th, 2017. This one fan that shares everything indie wrestling has to offer. He shares it all on his wall, right? Even if it's not happening in his area, sometimes for the good of the indies, sometimes sharing absolute shit because he's one of those underground hipsters, just gonna support it either way. Well, I called him out, and I'm certainly glad I did. Bobby Lashley's coming back to Canada, and you can argue with what I'm about to say all you want. I'm not gonna bother responding because I don't give a fuck. What are the two names dominating mainstream wrestling right now? Reigns, Lashley, fuck y'all. So holy fuck that Smash is bringing in Lashley this year against, I don't know, Cody Rhodes? I don't remember. Speedball, thank you, all right? So this particular little shit reshares this post, but what are his thoughts? He says, never cared for Lashley, but I love seeing Speedball, so I'll go see him again. Fuck you, you little punk. You claim to support indie wrestling, but only want to mark out when overpriced spot monkeys are filling up a show, already overpacked with super kicks, dives, and apron spots. Lashley is a fucking gift. Looks like a legitimate fighter, a build like no one else cares to have right now, and can entertain you to the point you believe it in under 5 moves. So fuck your opinion. A majority of wrestling fans don't ever know what they're saying. Anyways, and this is what I said to him. You support indie wrestling or you don't. You don't share something just to say a certain talent might not be worth the ticket. You're a mark, and if you don't go, then why say anything? Why try voicing an opinion of probably no one to justify that there might be a reason not to go? Use your voice to be constructive. The critics in this world are a plague, and pretty soon you're all going to be deported to a shitty part of the earth with no mother's allowance and no Wi-Fi signal, and we will be right here writing productive reviews on how we can still change the world to be a better place. That I can promise you, okay?
Hipstar, you're absolutely right. And these are the assholes. I don't like any of them either because none of them have taken a bump ever in their fucking lives.
Yeah,
none of them
exactly.
have written a show. None of them have sold a ticket to a show. None of them put a poster on a flyer. None of them are ring crew. But, you want to go on the Blitz Report or some bullshit, fucking talk about... like Davin Christensen the other day had made the post that only The Undertaker could have a casket match. Like, be more original, guys, in your booking, LOL. Like, what? Like everything in the world is like The Undertaker, who's not in the business pretty much anymore, is the only guy that could do it. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and this is just another joker that's kind of like put the promoter hat on.
Yeah, you're right.
Because he's a fan that didn't like something at another promotion, so now we got a territory war that's just fucking out of control because the marks are out of control. The marks have gotten more out of control than the workers, and this is something that we got to stop, and it's something that I never thought in the day that I would ever see, where we cannot collectively as a group of performers doing a performance art, sit there and put a show together because the marks have gotten so out of control.
It's true. It's true.
They have now taken over pro wrestling, and they're rabid and they're violent and they want what they want. And if they don't like your performance art, they're going to sit there on their hands and fucking not say anything to you, but type it on their iPhone the minute you get back behind that curtain.
God, bring back Ken Hayashi, right? Because at least he made sure that these kids who thought that promoter hat, as you just said, actually exists. They think they can watch something and say that they can do it better. And now a show can cost nothing because bars that are desperate for some new attention will give you the venue for free as long as they get bar sales. And, it's wrong. It's so fucking wrong. And I'm glad you touched on this one particular issue because we got to get straight to it, man, all right? I had a lovely message yesterday, okay? Buddy says, "You're a disappointment for working the competition's show." So here's my response, Jay. I say, you've been around long enough to know the longer the indie wrestler, the more they need the money. I work a shitty fucking job that underpays me for the amount they take out of my heart in an overpriced city. I am at no place of my life to turn down any bookings, especially coming off a year I was getting none. It's about time we explain what this message is pertaining to, all right? Because we held back for too long, but now I'm just hot, all right?
Okay, all right.
Running the same fucking venue. A kid whose head is all clogged from smoking weed every hour sells tickets for a show. That show has a performer that does something to upset this stoner kid. This booker of that show always stands up for his workers, so stoner kid throws a tantrum. Doesn't get his way, so he contacts the venue and starts booking his own shows. Deliberately doing the same day, same time, a weekend after the competition. How fucking stupid is that? Then something serious happens, a court date is set. And how do we know all this? Did you guess we were concerned for the mental well-being of the original booker, so he told us? No! Stoner Kid airs out all his grievances, exposes the entire situation with daily statuses, like a high school prima donna, like a child who had his Xbox Live taken away, like a fucking baby that didn't get what he wanted. No one needs to know that shit. No one needs to contribute to an issue between two people. The obvious solution of being a man, holding it in, and dealing with it face to face, or in another constructive manner, is too obvious, isn't it? You look like a fool, like a premature adolescent. All right?
Yeah, and to question your own statuses by asking Bernadette Johnson if it's okay to post these things, like I believe we had that idea first, right, Bernadette Johnson? It just seems like, what is this? Nobody wants to read your bullshit. I mean, I would defend you if you had to book me, but not once did you fucking sit there and book me. You put the show over and book me, so fuck you, bud. Because the other promotion, which I'm talking about, Head Show, had booked me, and had, I got the first actual hug on my last show. Like, this is something that, Stoner Boy, I don't give a fuck about you either now, and you know what? For as much talk about you do on the show, the podcast, and this and that, and how much we put you over, I really don't even want it anymore because now you even pissed me off.
You're right. There was a point where
I'm messaging people, especially my friends, as to why he's taking a booking somewhere else for a promoter that he's worked with for 10 fucking years, while you were just a fucking kid buying a dime bag going to the goddamn rock pile every week thinking you're a fucking comedian. Fuck you.
Thank you, man. And you know what? You can smoke weed and sit on your couch and claim you had the idea first all you want. When you smoke weed, all the ideas hit you. Did you do something with it? That's what matters, man. Like, it's so fucking petty, man. I'm so against it. And I wanted to play both sides at first, be a respective broadcast journalist, but it doesn't work that way. I just, the way you're going about promoting your shows, the boys will not respect you, and they're gonna overcharge you until even the money from your own pocket can't fund the show anymore, and you get depressed because now you can't afford your vices. It's fucking, I'm working that show because I was asked and I fucking need it. I want to work my best friend, and I also need the side money, alright? But I will not promote and I will not support this booker as a person because naive little pussies do not make good bookers or bookers at all. Sit back, cheer, and jeer like a good mark and leave the professional work to the people with experience in this field, man.
Yeah, and Hipstar, like, we've seen this happen for many years. It's not like we're new to the business and don't know what the fuck's going on. People have been doing this for fucking years. But you weren't there, kid. Yeah. When like Warhead would come to Welland and work for Pistol Pete 10 years ago, and we're not supposed to pay back, we're not supposed to pay it forward, we're supposed to stop, read your fucking status about how you believe that somehow you are the new Jim Cornette of pro wrestling, that you got more heat on the fucking business than anybody. Why do you need to have the fucking heat? Why don't you have the heat on the performance so that you can sell tickets? Why do you have to be
happy
waking up at 10:45 this morning, going to court with my shoes on? Yeah. What are you doing today? Listen, kid, nobody gives a fuck, okay? Buy your weed, sit on your couch. If you don't enjoy the show that's at the rock pile, you know,
I
mean, and anybody can do what you're doing. Don't think that you're the next Paul Heyman booking ECW.
Yeah.
Because that's what all you stoners fucking think. I mean, I could call the Rock Pile and book my own show tomorrow, too.
Exactly.
You know, Hipstar could call the Rock Pile. You're not fucking controversial at all, and especially if you're working with superfan Bernadette Johnson. I mean, is this the superpower thinking unit that we're competing with?
They like to think so, man, but I'm not for it, and I don't support it, nor will I ever. And if you knew the business for what it is, all those guys that you do look up to and you think that you are the second coming of, you should realize that they're just fucking washed up hicks. I mean, man, Jim Cornette's last episode, he claims, of course he claims, he came up with the idea of Samoa Joe versus Lesnar. You know, I was on that, that dinner for three gimmick, and Eric Bischoff came to me during the table and asked me, which world championship match would you like to see? And I said, Joe versus Lesnar submission match. Yeah, fucking right. Like, that's the topic that comes up when you, like, reunite with these guys. Like,
yeah, like, Eric doesn't give a shit or even know who the fucking champ is or what's going on. He's there for a payday.
Yeah, man. Yeah, right? And they're all there for a payday. But, like, Cornette just really believes his own shit. And you know what? They were booking that, like, that 5-way scramble. I don't know when you did your little table 3 gimmick. They did that 5-way gimmick for weeks now, all right? And between all those 5 guys, who else was going to come out on top? It was obvious, all right? And to sit there on your show and admit, I don't watch the product anymore, but and still claim that you would have did it better, man, Cornette, Davin, you are the same guy.
A lot like this asshole, like you're saying, Davin, sorry to cut you off because you're absolutely right. He's, you know, Cornette's just throwing up some bullshit to the wall, seeing what sticks so that he can promote his next show with fucking Austin Idol at the fairgrounds. And that's what this kid's doing. Like, he's, like, doing anything he can. Like, listen, you're not the first person that's gone to court. People do it every fucking day. You know, you're not the first wrestling promoter that's gone to fucking court. And you're not the first fan that's gone to court. And nobody gives a shit that you're at fucking court.
I don't know why that has to become public, man.
Fucking asshole, fuck.
We had to touch on it, man, because we were pussyfooting around it way too long, and it just had to go out there. And
it's exploded. It's gone way too far now. Anybody that's going to personally attack you over an email for a booking that you took, like, number one rule of etiquette in this business, doesn't even have to be talked to you. You never, ever email a performer and discuss his bookings. You never do that.
Oh, no, man. No, and I don't know, in this sake, and you know what, you're going to take good sides with him, but I am totally against it. Rager totally took sides with Stoner Kid, and he fucking even blocked Head, who is a fucking worker booker, a guy that is going to fucking take care of you, off the fucking social meds, and he takes the side of the Stoner Kid. Why? Maybe because he's getting paid more, but man, that's a fucking rookie mistake. What are you thinking, man? That's fucking just petty. I don't know why guys do that, but again, as we were saying yesterday, we're in a hobby that jars our neck around and really damages our brain. So we're fucking not the clearest thinkers, obviously. Here I am stumbling.
Well, that's news to me that Rage did that, because Rage is a friend of mine, and I wouldn't expect that out of Rage either. The only thing that could possibly be the reason for that is that this kid's paying Rage off. So, I mean, God bless Rage for the extra payday. I don't know if there's a fallout with him in Head, but the show must go on.
Why choose it? Why choose this drama in your life? Some people really thrive off it, and that's why you turn to your status update and say, well, I got my court shoes on today. You know what? The internet is made for negative little stoner critics, all right? And I think we need a little more just blatant positivity, because those are the guys actually making money off the internet that don't complain and just have something new to offer. And, let's stick to it. Let's stick to it, man, because fuck. We let these little shits get under us, and
you know, and let's not forget. I mean, the podcast is not for us to come out or air our dirty laundry, much as what the listeners, obviously that's what they like to hear on the Tonight on Hipstar Tonight show.
It is.
And the truth, but like the show for us is all about the sponsors, like the 1-800 Gimmicks, the Heart and Soul Foundation, all these people that have come to, together so that we can put the show on the air so that you can have it for free. And, Davin Christensen and all the other marks are fucking taking advantage of a free show that they're getting and attacking us, which now we have to sit in a boardroom and explain to our sponsors why some fucking mark that jerks off in his basement all day